everybody.
What's
Please,
up, lady?
please welcome Crooked Peach to my chat, our 2:30 chat. Today we're going to be talking about neurodiversity and diet because Crooked Peach has had some, I don't recovery would be the right word, but yeah, I guess
Yeah,
recovery with
actually.
changing your diet.
Mm-hmm.
And Crooked Peach also does co-host a show with, I think is it Janet's or it's a co-hosted show? Like you guys are both.
It's a co-hosted show. It's kind of, I mean, it's kind of, we're doing it together. That's the deal. But the
Okay.
issue is we don't currently, we don't, I don't think we're still working on nailing down for sure
Okay.
the time and
Okay.
day. It's been Thursday at 2. It'll
Okay.
probably still remain around in that window, but I just can't currently nail that down without conferring with her. So.
Oh, okay. That's fine. But be on the lookout for that. It's already on Crooked Peach's channel and Janet's if you wanted to watch any back lives that they've already done. So you can get a feel for, what it's about and everything. But
Hey, everybody. How you
go ahead.
doing? Oh, sorry. But yeah, let me
Oh,
say
go
this
ahead.
now. I'm bad at keeping up with the chat and talking actually to a person. So, hello there, Hedgehogs Homestead, Adenir, Gardening Warrior, Storms, Radios, and Cats. Hey, how you doing? Past McQuaddy, I probably said that wrong, but
No,
hello,
you
how
did
are
great.
you?
That's her
I
name.
did?
Yep.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
it.
look at me. Shawnee, how you doing? Did I say Adenir already?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, and then you.
And
How you
me.
doing?
All
How you
right.
doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's going on?
Good. Hey, everybody in the chat. It was good to see you. I want to thank Hedgehog's Homestead came in like way early. She
Aw.
was my first one in, and Aid, you too. Thank you so much. And I know Shawnee's going to be out planting a butterfly garden. It's a memorial garden, so I'm thinking of her and praying for her. She says she's not sure she'll be here or not, and she chose the better thing. Laura, I'll drop a link for you in a little bit. Laura is a medical foster parent, but also now she's no longer doing that, but she knows about neurodiversity herself too,
Okay.
and has done the care for children with that have all kinds of neurodiversities, and I guess that's how you say it. And she's also taken the class for, and I didn't know this until just the other day when we were talking, for nonverbal children to read them better. So I'm going to have to look for that class. I didn't even know that was a thing. Gardening Warrior Q. Oops, no Q anymore. You dropped that. Gardening Warrior, it's good to see you. Storms, Rays, and Cats. Wonderful to see you. Yeah, I struggle with that too, doing that. I said it today. Cece was saying she has the resting bee face. And I said, yeah, I do too, especially when I try to type, read the side chat, and host a live. I'm like, concentrating.
Yeah, no, people, it's so funny because my whole entire life, people have accused me of being stuck up. And honestly, until I knew that there was actually like a word for what the heck is wrong with me, really and truly, I didn't know what in the world to say. I couldn't have explained any of my ness to anybody. It's just not, it was just not happening.
I totally understand that. I still can't explain my mess, even with, any kind of neurodiversity. It's just kind of hard to explain, but everybody has their own. I'm glad you could make it, Gardening Warrior. Gardening Warrior understands too. She has children that are on the spectrum.
Right.
So it's nice to have her too in the side chat that she could make it because she's usually pretty busy. So the first question I wanted to ask you about you and neurodiversity is what was going to school like for you? Like, when did they say we need you to have her? Because I know you told me a little bit that you were tested as gifted, but when did they say we need to have her tested?
Right at the beginning of first grade. I mean, I went through kindergarten and all of that jazz, and then at the beginning of first grade, they put me through all sort of whatever kind of testing or whatever, and they actually wanted me to advance to third grade at that point. And my mother, although it at the time really upset me,
Yeah.
I'm really glad that my mother made the decision to not allow that to happen. Because at the time, as a child, I felt like she was holding me back. But understanding who I am now, wow, that would have been really difficult because although even now I'm, for some crazy reason, attracted to much older or much younger people. Like it's
Yeah.
like older people is where all the wisdom is, and the younger people are people I can protect with my own life lessons, if you will, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Oh, what
It's just
happened?
another person. You'll hear me
Okay,
say names. Just
girl,
differently.
I'll get used to it. It'll just
Yeah.
take me a minute.
Sorry. Go ahead. So
Okay.
you like to hang with younger people to impart the wisdom that you
Yes.
learned.
So through all through grade school and up until 6th grade, just really bored out of my mind. Bored out of my mind. Straight A's, all the labels, the teacher's pet, all that crap. I was so bored. But I acclimated pretty well by basically glomming onto the teacher, or if there happened to be one available in the school I was at for whatever part of the year I happened to be living in that neighborhood, the teacher's assistant.
Yeah.
And so, and kids were very mean. Which, so it is what it is. We've all had,
We've all had it.
That same experience. We all have.
They always have a name for you, even if it's
Right.
teacher's pet or whatever. They all have
All
a
the
name.
names. Exactly. Yeah.
They all get a name. Exactly.
And then
Was that, I meant to ask you, was that a gifted track that they put you on to where they pulled the gifted kids out in first grade?
No. I don't, we didn't do things like that back then. This was the 70s. They didn't call anything gifted track. You were just given basically a special seat in the room. Like you did higher level stuff all on your own. It was so boring.
Well, California already had the like gifted kids in it with a certain teacher. And that was where I started my thing, and they had a certain teacher, and the other kids that were average would have these other teachers, but they did already start to kind of separate them out. And then of course the children that were functioning lower, they were clustered not by first grade, second grade. It was all ages together because of shortages.
In a grade school sense, it's very hard for me to fit the neurodiverse labels in it because I worked it. I made it work for me at the time, and everything was great. Everything was great until well, actually my parents divorced, and there was movement. We moved all the time, but when this move happened, 6th grade went from a homeroom teacher and one teacher all day, and then back to that original homeroom teacher, to a homeroom teacher, 6 other classes. That's a crap ton of people. That's a lot of things. That's a lot of instructions. That's a lot of different personalities. And while I did not understand what the heck was going on at the time, I rapidly got terrible in school. I wanted nothing to do with it. So I only completed 7th grade. I finished my first week of 8th grade. And like I already told you, I received a work permit, which was tricky to do because you had to have the work permit to get a job, but a job to get the work permit. But with the help of my favorite teacher ever on the planet, my education for employment teacher, Mrs. Hundley Stooks, Miss Hundley in the beginning, and then she got married, it was Mrs. Hundley Stooks. She helped me with that and so many other things. I so appreciated her. They were always special teachers. Were always somebody that I guess. And now I would say they were also neurodiverse. they
a lot of teachers are,
yeah. Oh my God.
A lot of community helper positions are neurodiverse.
I didn't actually realize that. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
So what was your favorite subject though while you were in school? Like what was something that you particularly excelled at?
Science and creative writing. I've been writing like stories and poetry and lyrics to music since as early as I could write. You did?
Yeah, I used to do that. Did you play an instrument? Since you brought up musically, I didn't either.
I cannot play an instrument. I did do some very, very basic guitaring, I'll call it. That's as far as I can say. I pluck some strings, but my hands will not work independently of each other. I also cannot use chopsticks, and I'm not mad at myself for it. I'm American. I use a fork. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Chopsticks are a little tricky. I finally started to get them a little bit, and then I don't use them for a while, and it's like you forget it because it's muscle memory.
Right. It is muscle memory. It absolutely is.
Yeah. It's funny that you said that a guitar. I finally was like, yes, I'm going to get a guitar. I get a guitar. First of all, it's too big for me. The first one I got, it was called a Dreadnought. It was huge. So I sold that one and I got an acoustic electric. And that was when I found out I had fibro, because besides learning, your fingers cramp up anyway. And it takes a lot of time to develop the calluses, or at least the toughness.
Right.
My hands my hands would just cramp, and I'm like, that's not normal. I shouldn't be to where I can't uncramp my hands. Like, what is going on? And both hands were, and they were super not wanting to move. And I'm like, what's going on? And I was already facing pain during that time. But anyway, I didn't end up playing the guitar either. Probably would have been such a challenge too, like you said, because of the different tasks with each hand that you have to do.
How do you do that?
I know.
How in the name what? And no, I can't. No, right. It is not going to happen. Right. One finger typing, I can't even type. My fingers don't work like that.
So fast forward to, let's talk about, what was your diet like as you were growing up?
Crap. Complete and total crap. My mother could not cook at all. Okay. I did not know that was the case at the time. I could have told you she burned a lot of stuff. So crispy with a little burn is one of my flavor profiles. It's just, I love the burnt puffed up cheese. I don't even eat cheese toast anymore, but I can still, the taste of the cheese and not the cheap sliced cheese now. When you put it up in the oven and it puffs up and it gets black, and you take it out and then it collapses.
Good old American,
yes, process. And then you have burnt, melty, cheesy amazingness. But it was terrible. Everything was boxed. It was canned. It was awful. Even later in my middle teenage years, my mother made a lot of attempts to cook. There was a lot of recipe clubs that she joined and followed all the recipes. Issue with all the recipes is everything in the recipe was already prepackaged crap.
I can't tell you how many books I inherited that were recipe books that I think Mom maybe pulled one recipe out and never opened it again. She did have her favorites. Hey, Dolores, welcome in. She's in your chat.
Hey, Dolores. Hey, sweetie. How you doing?
But yeah, I had inherited too a ton of cutout recipes that she cut out of the magazines or the paper. Yeah. So I get it.
For quite a time, we moved Mom's recipe card boxes. You'd get this special gift, which was like a see-through plastic box with a little top on it. It would sit on the counter for all the recipe card. But again, everything was can of this and cream of that and peel this. And that. It was not actual cookery. No. So I didn't know squat about cooking.
We grew up, that was, in fairness to our mothers, we grew up in the age of convenience foods from the 50s on. They were selling moms on this. You'll have more time. Just give them a TV dinner. Just give them that convenience food. And go ahead.
Anybody to think for a moment that I have any angst at my mother for not knowing any of these things. That's how they grew up. That's how I grew up. And I didn't know better. I mean, I know my own self. But, But, once you, I just got pushed to a place where
I'm just going to pop her up because she's in your chat. I'm going to pop the people up and we can just wave while we're talking.
Hey guys, how you doing?
See ya. Go ahead.
What was I saying?
About your cooking that you...
Yeah, so I started in the 90s. I started watching, it was Food Network. No, it might not have been Food, and it might have been the Cooking Network or I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was the Food Network back then, or it was PBS. The earlier ones were on PBS.
A little bit of PBS, but the Cooking Channel That's what it's called originally. The one and it's still on. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't have any of those. I have no need for it now. But, and then Food Network later. But I was watching all these shows and like listening to all these words from all these chefs, and I was like, "What? What is that?" And I was in my late 20s. Okay, that's when I found out green beans. You grow green beans. They're like things you can buy fresh. In the produce section, and this is what you do. Well, not even all that. I didn't know. But first time I bought green beans fresh at a store, this is such a true story. Oh, Jesus. I spent like 45 minutes trimming the ends off of them with a knife, which I just recently learned you can just snap it off. I didn't know that. Nobody ever showed me that. Like, who's into these things? Anyway, I did that.
I sometimes like them chopped though too. It depends what kind of mood I'm in. I sometimes will just line them all up and go whoosh, and be done with the ends and
I mean, but it takes so long because I can only do like 3 at a time because I don't want to.
I line them all up that one side, chop them, and then it just, for me, I at least get that one end off of all of them at once. I know it makes, but I'm not making a lot. I'm not talking about like when you're bringing in a ton from the garden. I'm just talking about I have a small amount and I'm going to put them in for dinner.
Right.
Hey, Pescatarian came into yours. Hey, Pescatarian Gardener, welcome in. Hey, Fax 2.0. And hey, Jamia too came into yours. Official Jamia. Hey, Official Jamia. Okay. There we go. We're caught up with saying hi.
Very much. Very much. They know that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I started trying to learn how to cook then, and it was really in tiny little things. I mean, tiny little dishes. It would be like one dish at a time. It was really difficult. I had none of the equipment. I had none of the knife skills. Oh, they were dangerous.
Yeah.
My skills were so off point. There was not even a place for it to land. It was bad. I've cut myself so many times. I'm so bad.
Another common thing with us on the, especially if you have ADHD. That's
So I cannot tell you the number of times that I have either dropped a knife or very sharp scissors from the counter or whatever onto my actual toe. I have been impaled by more knives.
Wow.
Scissors. Luck of the Irish or whatever. I don't know. Wow. What goes on? It just happens.
I think I've been very fortunate that when the scissors have dropped, they have not impaled me, but I have been hit by them, but in a shoe, and I was okay. Like it was a bruise, whatever hit me. I forget what it was. I think it was my shears, my cooking shears. DCBs, welcome in. He wanted to pop in.
Hey. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, great luck. I have good luck. I'm very clumsy, but I understand my clumsiness better. So my clumsiness, it really shows up in particular tasks. So I try to go very slowly and carefully with those things.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're rushing too, it gets worse. I know that with me, the clumsiness gets worse if I'm rushing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, what was your name?
Even through the house, do you catch yourself on the handles?
Do I what?
Door? I said, even if you're running through your house, do you catch yourself on the handles of the doors sometimes, like your clothing?
On the handles of doors, the drawers, the handle on the freaking vacuum. I'm like, Jesus, stop! Please just let me be.
Oh, yep, me too. Do you ever do
the edge that'll catch on anything? I'm gonna catch it. Look, I don't have to be in the room. It's gonna happen. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Fax 2.0. This is Crooked Peach. Brought her over. She's a gardener. I know her from gardening, but she's also neurodivergent like I am. And she has a neurodivergent live that they're trying to schedule now. They're coming up with a new day with another friend of ours, Almost Homesteading with Janet, who is napping. She told me she needed a nap, and if she makes it, great. If she doesn't, it's okay. We already have an understanding. Total understanding. But yes, that's who she is. She's Crooked Peach. You can check out her channel. I don't know if any of my wrenches can drop the link or not. That would be great. I don't have
I just read something while you were talking. Occasionally I can pop in and while you're talking and read some stuff. And DC said, yeah, good point. Proper knife skills and takes good knives. Not just good knives. Not just good knives. I have learned.
Yeah.
a sharp knife.
Yeah,
A
sharp knife.
You would think it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. I mean, I
Yeah.
would have had my whole life. I thought, no, you know, you're not good with this stuff. They need to be
Yeah.
dull. Cut your whole hand off of your body. No, so many more
Yeah.
accidents I needed to have.
I know. I'm definitely afraid of knives that are just too sharp. And
Not afraid.
I have friends that are good at sharpening knives, and I was going to send my friend the knife, and they're like, "Didn't you get that sharpener?" I was like, "Yeah, I did. That's right. I guess I could sharpen it myself."
Yes, you can. And you
But
have.
I'm kind of afraid to.
You're a machete man. Ooh, that's some nice steak right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't want to sharpen it until I've gotten the factory finish off the blade itself. It has so many grooves, it'll catch, like when I go to use it out back, it'll just catch all kinds of crap.
Can you take it?
Thank you, Storms, Radios, and Cats.
Can you-
I only know places that sharpen. I don't know places that burnish yet. That would burnish my knife on the whole thing, the whole blade. So
Oh,
I might do it myself. It's involving, like, stones and all kinds of, fun stuff.
you lost me there. I don't have a clue. Nope. Never. And I mean, I've used to watch the heck out of Forged in Fire. I still have no clue what you're speaking of at the moment. I'm like, what? No way.
It's just how they finish the blades off and make them look shiny. Hey, lawn lifters, welcome in.
Replacing. Hey, lawn lifters. Hey, is this like replacing the factory finish? I'm just confused by that because it's got a
The factory finish on my machete is very grooved, and I would prefer if it was flatter so the blade wouldn't catch as much crap. It just, because it went through the factory when it was made and tooled, the tools that made it left grooves in the sides of it.
So
it wouldn't bother anybody else. It's probably because I'm neurodivergent. It bothers me.
Highly likely, yes.
Yeah. But it also is rusting. It's rusting with the grooves in it. I'd like to see it polished off more, and that finish will allow everything to kind of slide off of it easier.
I'm curious. I'm curious though if that bit of a serration was intended because the stuff you typically cut is pretty.
No. It's not on the edge. It's on the flat part of the blade on both sides.
Oh, see, yeah, I totally didn't understand saying that then. My bad. Shut up now.
It's okay. So, sharp knives, but you have to watch out not impaling yourself. When did you start making the switch from the processed foods and noticing that more whole foods made you feel better? Or at least do better, appear, function better?
March of last year. March of 23. So it's only been a little bit over a year. I mean, I think I was kind of addressing it with not actual awareness for a time before that. I stopped giving in to so many of the frequent overpowering cravings for foods that really, they're just poison to me. Body. They're just poison.
Can you give examples so people know? Hey,
Doritos.
Hey, Rice.
Snickers, Payday bars, ramen noodles. God, they're nasty. So pretty much anything boxed and pre-made, because that's what I grew up on, and that's what I fell back to when I started getting really sick. And I did. We bought this house out here almost 4 years ago. And that was during 2020, the summer of 2020. So as we all know, there was a lot of stuff going on in the world.
Yes.
And I was out there hustling. I was out there working every gig that you could work, where you could deliver something or people. It did not matter to me what it was. I did Grubhub, DoorDash, Postmates, Amazon, Instacart, Shipt, all of the anything that you could do, a whole bunch of other ones. There was stuff where I would go to houses and take pictures of houses and go and serve people with papers. And that crap was dangerous. I didn't realize that me chasing this almighty dollar put me in such a way that I was about to crash. And I did. Every bit of my body just gave up. I mean, completely bedridden and so much pain. I could not walk. It was ridiculous.
Because that was when you were not only pushing your body, you were also eating a lot of convenience foods, I imagine, because you were out on the road.
Here's how I have.
Hey, David. David.
David. Hey, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Wait, what was I just starting to say? Dang it. See, squirrels.
We were saying convenience food while you're on the road.
Yes, everything was convenience. That's where the issue came. It turns out, if it's convenient, it kills you. Bottom line. So I had to stop doing that. But in order to stop doing that, I had to start learning how to do the most basic things, like make bread. What? I have never seen. I seen it at the Panera, but it's not like they're telling me anything. I don't know how to do this crap. What? I can't do this. And then, I mean, this was really early on, like I was saying last year. I had been watching YouTube and people on YouTube for quite a while. And none of them know. Well, some of them know now. A few of them know now. But not like, okay. Meg Holler at the Holler Homestead.
She's wonderful.
I love her so much. I heart all that family so much. She taught me to bake bread. She taught me the whole. She don't have a clue, but thank you so much. Yeah,
through her videos, she's got some great videos, and how to basically cook from scratch. She's got she started doing those, and they really are helpful.
But see, the thing is, a lot of the scratch cooking skills I already had developed. I was just trying to do that with pre-made crap. Unaware. Now we own a meat from a local farm right up the road, by as little as I can get away with at that grocery store. And as much as I can, all the time, constantly. And you know this, Carol.
Yeah.
I have a million tabs running at all times.
Yeah, so I do know that. And me too. Yep.
It doesn't matter what it is that I'm in the middle of. There's always a tab running in the background. I'm like, okay, what can I do? What can I plant next to that? Oh, it's almost time for, like right now. I have to put the blue Adirondack potatoes out in the garden this weekend, and I still haven't figured out what the heck can I plant there. What am I going to place there in place of that? Like,
while we're having this conversation. Yeah, I totally understand that. There's always another one. Yeah. It's as if your brain's in sections. Yeah.
I'm here, but that's not necessarily like I'm not completely present, I think, ever. Except when I'm
it's very hard.
It is. When I'm out there and I can hear all the things, all the bugs and the wind and the birds, and as it turns out, a lot of snakes and a lot of turtles are around here. I hear the things, they're moving, dialed in, and everything else just melts away. And it's my magic place. It is absolutely my magic
The hyper focus kicks in for you in the garden.
How much, I cannot tell you how much I love that word, because I was like, oh yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah. I know, me too. When I found that word, I was like, oh, that makes such total sense. And I might have even called it something similar, but I didn't know that it was actually a thing, because I knew I did it when I painted. If I would take out a canvas and I would paint, and I would get into what I was painting rather than be frustrated with it, hours would go by, total time blindness, and they would just be gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
there's no time. Yeah, there's no time in hyper focus mode.
I did that with books. I this world with books as a child throughout. Oh my gosh. I mean, to the point that a previous relationship that I clearly have no longer in my life would literally be jealous of the fact that I could be in a room but completely gone because I was so booked.
Yeah, which is not really that normal. That is, as you know, you've left that relationship behind to be jealous of a book.
ever
Oh,
known it.
thank you, Dolores. I appreciate that. I want to go back up because somebody said a
Oh, sorry.
thank you to you. Lawn Lifter said, thanks for sharing that, Crooked Peach. Live and don't die early, meaning on the convenience foods that you used to be on. She's trying to not do that anymore.
Amen. Let me tell you, 2.5 years ago, I was in the process of figuring out how we were going to install the wheelchair ramp. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being dramatic. That's exactly how it was. I still have my walker. It's
Wow.
in the Connex. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Not cool.
Wow.
It ain't cool. It ain't
No.
cool. Love my life now. I get around. I have friends. I'm learning every day. I get my hands dirty every single day.
Mhm.
I'm able every single day, sometimes twice. And as a matter of fact, on real hot days, 3 times. I can get a whole shower without help. What?
What? Say what? I know, and those showers are something with fibro because I don't even want to get out of my clothes sometimes when the weather is really bad here with the pressure systems. I'm just like, I'll shower tomorrow. Like, I'm not getting out of my clothes and back in and getting wet and drying off and all that.
But so what I realized pretty
Mhm.
in the process of what the hell have I been putting in my mouth,
Yeah.
was reading ingredients on a loaf of bread that had been sitting on the counter for weeks, and I didn't even notice that it was there. And then I was like, what? It was
Mhm.
perfect. It was beautiful. It looked like it had just got made and bagged.
Yeah.
Should not have been. I was like, oh, that's not normal. And then I
Yeah.
started in the ingredients and stuff. And now, keep in mind, I was already learning to cook. This was right before I started baking bread. I'm already learning to cook, already doing the things. I'm making little changes here and there because look, y'all, this is a lot. A lot of things have changed. I have changed pretty much every single part of my life. And as it turns out now, my man and my son's life. And we are all the better for it. But it started with one thing. And if you hear these things, please, if you're considering this stuff, and just try to keep yourself from
You too, pescatarian.
loaded with the information because there's a lot of it and it can be overwhelming. Just start with one thing.
Yep. That's
Once
what
you
I
master
tell them.
thing, do that next one thing. And that is what I did. I started reading the ingredients and I started changing that. And then the next thing I noticed was that the things that I was suffering from. Well, first of all, I didn't respond to medicine. Look, I've been under the care of freaking doctors for over 3 solid decades, and intermittently
Yeah.
many times also in addition to that. So they had me on. And listen, this is not accusatory. This is not doctors'
Yeah.
fault. They're doing the
Yeah.
best they can. Okay, I go to doctors. I have these symptoms, and
Yeah.
they match the symptoms to a label that they label
Yeah.
it and treat it accordingly.
Yeah.
Okay, it didn't work for me. None of it worked. I mean, I've been in and out of so many dang doctor's offices, specialist tests, to freaking imaging machines.
Do you now think though, besides the diet though, that some of those times it was just complete shutdown from your neurodiversity?
%. Absolutely. So, oh my
For
God.
those of you who don't know, go ahead and look up shutting down and the neurodiverse person if you want to learn more about it. But basically, our whole system can just completely shut down on us and rebel against us because it's just done.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're not even aware. And so it will come on almost like a sickness or an illness and make you want to go to bed. So yeah, that's what for my daughter, what it would be is she would start to cry. Then she would just put her arms out and go to sleep right at the homeschooling table because we were working on something that just was too much for her. And I was trying to what is it? She couldn't speak that well at the time. And that's what would happen. She'd cry. Then immediately put her head down and out. And
Wow.
Yeah.
I've dealt with migraines. They started at 3. That's when I got my first shot in the butt of Demerol. Oh my God, so many things. It's kind of overwhelming when I think back now, knowing I know, because I just thought my whole life is such a tragic series of events. Like,
Mhm.
who goes through this many things? This
Yeah.
cannot be real. Oh, yes, it can be.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So
Can
what maybe was something that you noticed within your body that showed you, like what maybe one of the first things that showed you this is working. This is, changing my diet and getting out of convenience foods and foods that are made by corporations is helping me. Like what,
Good question.
yeah, what was,
But the first thing that I recovered from that had been a huge symptom, I didn't even realize had occurred till well after other things started.
okay.
Because the first thing I noticed was I could feel my muscles. I could
Mm,
feel the fibers of when I moved, I could feel them. It was not like because previous to this, it felt like I didn't have any muscles and it felt like I didn't have any tendons. It felt,
mhm,
I don't know how to describe this, but for me, it felt like it was just bone on bone on bone all over my whole entire body. It was
mm,
agonizing. Like
mm,
my hands, everything. It was just freaking agonizing.
yeah.
Um, but the thing that was like the most damaging part of all of that was I had no balance. I couldn't keep my balance to save my life.
Wow.
And I've fallen off of my porch, up my stairs, down my stairs, in my car, out of my car. It's not even funny. You would
Mm,
think I'm a drunk. No,
mm,
I'm not.
yeah. When did the balance start to happen though, when it started to get off? Do you
Since I
remember?
started taking vitamin D3 instead of what I had been being prescribed for over a decade, which was freaking D2, which does not work.
Okay, but I mean, when did the imbalance I meant start? Like, do you know about what age where you had that?
You know what? It wasn't until after I had my son. So it was in my 30s, but it would come and go back then. It was
Yeah.
not, it had never lasted as because it went on for 2.5 years with this. It
Mhm.
started the breakdown of my actual health,
Yeah.
and it has returned during subsequent overload, almost shutdown episodes since then because,
Yeah.
stress, I know it's a buzzword, but stress really does cause a lot of health issues. And stress comes in a lot of ways that we don't necessarily acknowledge in society.
Yeah.
And, so like we talked a little bit about this, kind of
Mhm.
brushed by it.
Mhm.
In 10 months, I
Mhm.
had a very young cousin, 36-year-old cousin die rapidly of cancer. Rapidly. Just nobody had, it was ridiculous.
Mhm.
Exactly a week later, my closest aunt and last living relative that knew my father passed away.
Mhm.
Her grandmother, actually, my cousin's grandmother, passed away.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
No, no, I mean,
So
I'm recovered from these things, but these things have a terrible effect on your
yeah, but
health.
grief you never really, I mean, completely recover from. Grief comes and goes like waves of the ocean. Like it'll hit you sometimes like with another death.
I've
What was
made
that?
peace. I've made peace with it.
Okay. Got it.
So 6 months after that, my mother died. And that was at the end of a very long and protracted, decade-long, miserable, slow
Yeah.
death. It was horrifying also, which is where I was certain I was headed to. Certain. And I was really close. I was right behind her. I was like, oh, here you come. Here I come, Mom. Here it comes. All the things that she had happened started to happen really quickly. But
Mhm.
so then I started doing the getting better for myself, taking vitamins, eating real food, and I started seeing these improvements.
Mhm.
And then I started seeking further knowledge
So
because, like,
your balance got better. You felt that you had muscles and tendons rather than bone on bone. I just wanted to review so you
all these
knew.
things and falling all over the place anymore.
Yeah,
I could move with some effectiveness,
got it.
which was,
Yeah.
and it was really, it just started rapidly stacking up from there. Because once I got a taste of that stuff, that good feeling, I was like, oh, I'm all in,
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
So
Right? I know.
yeah, so for each of the medications that I had been being on, which on a daily basis, I took about 10 medications, sometimes 8, sometimes 10, and a monthly shot. Um, started looking at what is it that causes the issue that I'm taking this for. And I started answering my own questions, and then I started doing further research, and we briefly actually spoke on this. I discovered an amazing thing called functional medicine. It's like, ta-da!
Yeah, that's how I felt when I found it. Yep, years ago. Yeah, but many years ago. We talked about it. I started before we had even him. But yeah,
really?
Go ahead. Yeah,
really, that's okay. I was like, wow.
I bet that's how I found out too that I'm low on D and B12, which is common with us on the spectrum, because it is genetically related. I don't know if you and Janet have gone over that. Okay.
No, I mean personally, yes, but on this,
we can hit on it later. But yes, I've been on this journey for quite a long time.
Right.
And I totally am. I understand what you're talking about. Go ahead. So you found functional medicine.
Yeah, I found functional medicine. That just helped me to answer my own questions much quicker.
Yeah.
So I am on 0 medications. I have 0 doctors. I don't visit anyone for anything. I feel fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah.
I do. And I refuse. I'm not going backwards. It's just going to keep getting better and getting better and getting better.
Now, and do you take any herbal tinctures or?
I do. I take several, but most of them are one that is pretty controversial and not legal in all states.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, do you take others other than that? I would like.
Yes, on occasion I will. They're like lemongrass, and I just harvested for myself and for Janet a bunch of lavender. I mean, I grow a lot of different herbs and flowers around here now, and I'm expanding all the time. Like I just talked about a few minutes ago. I'm partially outside in the garden in my head.
Yeah. I know, and probably while I'm asking you that, you're like looking at your garden in your head, going, "Now, what herbs have I picked lately, and have I used them for?" And oh, it's so pretty.
That's what I'm looking at. Like I'm
Great
looking at
view. So nice, such a nice view. Yeah, it's kind of overcast here, or it was. I think it's getting better now. No, it's still kind of gross. But anyway,
intensely bright, and it is very, very warm. And I think that the actual air temperature is only in the 80s, but humidity is, whoo, boy, it smacks you right in the face as soon as you look out the window too close. So I'm hanging out here.
Our humidity, you can cut it with a knife down here. When you go outside.
I couldn't possibly do Florida weather. Humidity is ridiculous in Florida, and where you're way down there. No, that humidity's ridiculous. I'm good.
Yeah, we're basically built on a swamp, so it's kind of comes with the package.
Next to a swamp. I'm surrounded on 2/3 of my property by swamp.
Okay, you're that part of Virginia. Yep. Okay. We lived in Manassas for just a short time.
Was you fancy girl?
No, not fancy at all. We were moved there by IBM when I was a kid. Yeah, totally.
You know.
Oh, you got it too, Jamia. It's so weird. It's like ew. Our humidity though isn't even fully here yet. People are like, "Oh, it's so humid." It's like, yeah, come to Florida in August. We'll talk about it.
You would not get to be in Florida in August. No.
Not many Northerners.
I have been there in August, and it was it was actually a funeral. Which I don't attend those anymore, so I won't probably be returning to that area of Florida. I don't travel good. I just don't travel.
Was it more north, central, or what part of Florida?
It was Tampa, and then where were we? Daytona Beach.
Tampa Central, Daytona. I think it's up further, or am I on the wrong coast?
Girl,
I don't even know. I don't even know Florida right now at the moment because I can't bring it up in my head. The map, yeah. But there's certain beaches that everybody goes to that I am down here and I don't go to because I'm Floridian.
Oh yeah, and so nobody thinks that I'm up here preaching off of my high horse. Like I'm probably gonna have a frozen pizza for dinner tonight.
Okay.
Like perfect.
That's what I was going to actually ask you. Would you say if you could do a percentage of your diet that's clean versus you need a little help, so it's not all from scratch? Like 80-20, 90-10, 70-30.
Yeah, I would say if I'm being generous to the bad part, I would say 90-10 because it's really more like 6% bad. But that's because as I have discovered and as I repeatedly learn new little lessons all the time, every time I take a chance with something, I react really badly to some of these ingredients that are in these foods. And because I'm not all full of toxins now, I can identify that much quicker.
Yeah.
So like oh man, I made the worst mistake. It was so bad. Oh my God. It tasted really good. So I asked Chad to pick up some pho on the way home from work. 'Cause I happened to be working near a place we used to eat from all the time in the city before we moved out here. And so he did, and oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good. I make pho, but it takes days to make pho. So I ate half of it one night, and I am not exaggerating, a tiny little bit. I was sitting right here in this chair. Chad was sitting right here next to me. And not 2 minutes after I finished that bowl, I almost passed out.
Oh my gosh.
I did not even look, this was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Even then, I was thinking, oh, did I have too many carbohydrates because it's rice noodles? And I thought, well, that's an odd reaction. Yeah. And then the next day,
that's not odd for carbs. Carbs can put you to sleep. That was right for you to ask.
Right. I mean,
yourself that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the next day I ate the other half for lunch. And girl, wouldn't you know the same thing happened? And I was like, what? That is, I mean, it's like, it about knocked me out. It was very, very strong. So I contacted inquired about MSG, and it's in there. I was like, oh Lord. So I'm still suffering the effects of the after effects of it.
Yeah. And for a lot of people, it has the opposite reaction, but for neurodiverse people, it has the opposite reaction. Like it's an excitotoxin in the brain, so it can make them get hyper. You're okay. What?
Hey, baby.
Okay, give me 1 second. He's saying it's poop, but I think it's gas.
Oh, okay. That's fine. No, you're fine.
Go ahead. You can talk about MSG, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't even know as much about it as you do. You're much more educated on it than I am. I just like bottom line is I know it does my body bad. It does not do my body good. And the effects of these additives and flavorings and colorings that are in so much of the food, I have reactions to. And it's not like you eat it and then the next day you poop it out and whoop, it's all over. That's not how it works. Those preservatives and colors and the rancid toxic oils that the things are fried in, all those things, they accumulate and they stay in your body and they're affecting you for weeks. I mean, for me, up to 28 days, I can have some sort of a reaction or just have higher inflammation levels. And you know what? Something I have noticed is that when I have a higher level of inflammation, I attract mosquitoes and biting flies much more than I typically would. I don't know if I'm the only weirdo on the planet that has experienced anything like that, but oh, hey, and I have a minute. I'm gonna look. Hey, Ann Haynes, how are you this evening, darling? How are you? MSG makes your mom sick, Jamie. Yeah, right? Like, I can't believe, though, how much of it prior to being aware of how much the things that are in, how much of it there is, first of all, how much crap is in these packaged, pre-prepared foods, fast foods, all these other things. I was shocked. And when I think back to how many, like, say, for instance, Doritos I have eaten, much cheese in them.
Yeah.
I'm really not so surprised at the level of overall discomfort and pain that I dealt with, with indifferent things. It was always something leading up to.
Yeah. How are you with corn? Apart from like corn chips?
I have a very difficult time even buying them. They have to be the non-bioengineered organic ones.
Yeah.
See, and I actually will make my own tortillas, but my tortilla press broke. At some point, it will be on a higher point on the list, and I'll address that. But so it's just something I frequently do.
Yeah. But as far as getting the organic ones, because you were saying you weren't sure if it was the carbs from the rice noodles that was putting you to sleep, what about how much on your plate is usually carbs? Like, do certain carbs affect you more than others do?
No, I mean, I've never had any kind of a reaction like that from carbs in my life, so I still don't think it was that. I think it
Oh,
was,
no, no, no. I'm not saying it was that. I'm saying because you questioned yourself, you might have, I thought
yeah.
you had that reaction that you were off carbs and then you just had
Oh,
carbs and
oh no, I don't limit myself. I don't exclude, rather, I don't exclude whole categories so much of actual food, toxic
mhm.
crap, not food. So, but I try to eat, or I do, well, I gotta say try, because sometimes I do have a box pizza. It's what, I'm a human being. Sometimes I just get dang tired and I don't want to do it. Or I want a day off too. Like, because when you're running a household and you're trying to grow a lot of your own food, that's a lot of work. It's a
Yeah.
lot. So I get tired sometimes. I'm doing
Yeah.
laundry, house
Oh,
doing
no, it's understandable. Believe me, we're not perfect over here either. I'm going to read yours in a second, Barry. She's saying, asking you to message her. Her mom is sick. Jamia, official Jamia.
what? She wants
I
me to
think
mess.
I'm not sure which one that's
Oh,
for.
MSG.
Oh,
MSG
MS.
makes my mom sick. Sorry, I had to stop and read it.
I'm so glad it clicked with you because I walked away while we were talking about MSG and completely forgot we were talking about MSG for a moment.
Right.
Okay.
Has
Sorry, Jamia. Yeah. It makes me
McFly
real sick too. But
your own pastas. Yes, I'm actually a big fan of making pasta.
yeah,
It is a long process though, and hey puppy, it's the wrong time of year. I'm outside too much to be wearing with some
yeah.
pasta. I can do that in the winter though. And I'm gonna hopefully have better storage set up to be able to have my pasta made and stored. I haven't really tried doing that yet. And yes,
Storms has that issue with, and I do too. Carbs will make me nap. So, and he
wow.
has to do more carbs than proteins. Like he has to have lean proteins if they are lean for his health.
Oh,
But
okay.
and
That's
just convenience foods. Yeah.
that's
Uh,
what you have to check everything you buy for
yeah,
the
Passamaquoddy is good about that. She's the one who was showing us the different stuff in her preps that she's stored forever that she's found out have bioengineered
Mhm.
ingredients.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so now that's happening. Frankenfood meat is happening, lab grown, whatever that's not meat. I don't know what the heck that is, but that is not meat. Um,
Yeah.
Things like I want single ingredient things that I don't even really. Hey,
Yep.
and I just said hi to her a minute ago. I don't. I just
Hey, Ann. Mhm.
I, I'm doing my best. I just don't want to have to deal with any of it. There's so much of that crap. So if I have to read an ingredient label, there's my issue right there. I know
Yeah.
me. My
Yeah.
eyesight ain't good. I squirrel out all the time. I glitch out sometimes. You know what I'm talking about. I can't be going around reading all them tiny little. What am I going to walk around the store with a magnifying glass that's all tiny? And so many labels now don't have anything on it. They have a freaking QR code or a 1-800 number that you have to call in order to get that information. What?
Mm. Yeah.
No, no, thank
Usually
you.
if they're sold separated out of a set, they do that. So that I would be curious as to why you're getting that. I've noticed that with things that they separate out of a box that's smaller, that the QR codes are on them, or you can call 1-800 number. But like my regular preps that are somewhat convenience foods, they still have the ingredients, and I'm still kind of picky. But with like Theron don't care, my daughter don't care, and they have to come to that realization themselves. I can't do that for them. They're both adults. They got and Passamaquoddy did toss out all her preps that had that because she's doing the prepping for only herself pretty much and her I guess her daughter too and grandkids if they needed it. Yep. Storm said needs a ton of carbs. But and they were laughing at me because I thought MSG was message. It was an abbreviation. If you have to go through all that to get ingredients info,
Yeah,
I will buy it. Yeah, exactly. No, they're hiding something if they're doing that. But sometimes too, you got to question why are they giving you a single item out of a box that probably had more in it to begin with?
Well, and then there's the trickery in advertising. There's all these shiny, happy labels out there that say healthy this, low that, high this. Well, if they are pointing out something like that on the label, there's some crap on the back you do not want to put in your body. Trust it.
Yeah.
Because it's taking focus away from where the issue is. If I have to sell you my product and this one alleged benefit, no, it's trickery. I'm telling you, there's not a single package I can even think of that's not a trick. It'll say some healthy crap on it. And I was born in the 70s, but I'm still a product of the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. Lord help me. The fat-free revolution. I am a victim of that crap.
Yeah,
because fat demonized and it was removed from the food and it was replaced with sugar and salt and then those other kinds of oils now. It was I think that really, first of all, I'm wired differently.
Yeah.
Than whatever normal supposedly is. I don't know what normal is.
Yeah, I just said that yesterday. They don't really have a test for normal. Like
what is
the biomarkers for normal? What is normal?
There's
normal's a setting on your dryer. That's it. That saying's been around for a long time because it was around when our kids were little.
A choice of cycles. What is it? It doesn't work. But I can't function in this toxic world. I can't. My body gave up on just trying to deal with all of the things, and it's not just food. So please don't think that's even just that. It's all the things, there's in laundry detergents and your soaps and your deodorants and your perfumes and all your air crap and all the things. Like, we have no real idea of how many tiny little bits of toxic crap we're drenching ourselves in every day until systems start to stop working.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's what happened. I don't
have you made your own laundry soap when you say laundry soap, or are you just choosing to buy
I did all the things
natural?
I've done both actually.
Okay.
And at this time of year, I will not make laundry soap. I ain't got time for that. No.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was wondering, because of the busyness of this time of year and such. It's monosodium glutamate, and I was going to get to it. I was just waiting for a moment to say it because she said, "What is MSG if not message?" Because she didn't come in when we were talking about. She came in after. We were talking about MSG and her reaction to MSG in pho, which, if some of you don't eat it, it looks like pho or po. Just so you know the word. And it's a soup that they make with rice noodles and various meats, various veggies. Usually it's Thai basil that they add. That's the one thing I can't stand is they had it in all the different broths when I've been places, and I don't like Thai basil. I don't like that.
I've never had Thai basil in my broth. They had the lemongrass, the green and cardamoms, the deeply roasted onions and charred actually onions and all the bones just charred cooked down for day. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's good. MSG. And it's just it's like eating fire for me.
I thought Thai basil was like a regular one that they put in them. It's like in a lot of recipes that I've seen. Okay.
Company the meals at those restaurants. It's because we're American. So it's there, but it's usually right on the side. But bro, that crap will be I cannot do cilantro. No, ma'am. It's Dawn soap in my mouth. It's grody. Hey, Chris, how you doing, darling? Good to see you.
Thank you, Storms. He put it up. What it is, the definition. Yeah.
In some foods, including tomatoes and cheese and stuff, it doesn't affect me in a natural way. But I think that fruit is very high in sugar, but it won't affect your blood sugar levels if you consume a normal amount with all of the actual fruit flesh. So I feel when it's part of the food, it's set up in a more natural way and your body handles it better. But that crap that they shake out of a shaker or whatever they do with it, I don't know. That's not good. And it's too much of it. It's just the levels of it are so high.
Yeah. Yeah. I did a whole thing on actually sugars, and we were talking about even fructose, and there's this big movement about this agave syrup, and I even see healthy folks use it, and it's like, no, that's not a healthy syrup. No, that's usually, unless it's in a raw state, nope, don't touch it, because it's still a high fructose corn. It's not corn syrup, but it's a high fructose syrup. That's all it is. They just renamed it and made it look healthy. And
There's so many things that applies to right there.
oh
Like,
yeah,
just
oh yeah. Healthy and natural don't mean anything in the
natural
packaging industry. They don't.
No, yeah. So, and
Go ahead.
it's very hard. You have to change your whole entire way of life, kind of, sort of, with mindset thinking being the beginning of it. When you are starting where I started, like I just did not didn't know about the nutrition. I didn't know about having.
Welcome.
Hey,
Here. I'm glad you could make it.
thanks. I'm putting you guys down.
What?
You're gonna put us down there? Okay. Oh, we might have lost you already. There you are. There you are.
I had to get caffeination, so because God forbid
totally
I
understand.
not have extra caffeine in my. God forbid I have too much blood in my caffeine system, basically.
Okay.
Anyway,
I was just
hi,
putting
how
your
you
mic
doing?
up.
What I miss?
We were just talking about MSG prior to this. We were just talking about how healthy and natural does not mean anything on labels in the store. And then Peach was starting to talk again, and you came in and distracted me, and so did the side chat. So
I was going to say, not a clue. Sorry.
because we're all ADHD, yay!
Right?
Again.
Yeah, it's true, David. Most of the syrups and honey, but honey, and J3 brought this up, and so did Sarah, our beekeepers, that if the honey tastes the same, then you should know if that particular brand, if their honey always tastes the same, that is a clue to you that it is not real honey.
Yes,
Exactly.
it is.
And that's the same thing with your orange juices that have flavoring packets in them. So they always taste like Tropicana orange juice or the all natural orange juice. If they always taste the same every time you open that bottle, they have a flavor packet. But
Natural
it's probably
orange. That's where it comes from. I said natural orange juice comes out of an orange.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not out of a packet.
It does not, in fact, come out of a packet.
Got a Janet from Jamia. Official
Jamia. Sorry, I had to ask, but I can only hold the note so long.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was reading. I'm so sorry, y'all. Yeah.
Since you're in Turkey, I'm not sure. You would just look on the packaged foods mostly for monosodium glutamate, but look it up because there's so many names for it too.
Oh yeah.
So many things.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Basically, if it comes from the store, I assume it's just full of junk. Personally. Right. I mean, I say that while buying a Diet Mountain Dew, but
woman, how do you keep art like this?
So listen, do you understand how far I have cut back my Mountain Dew drinking?
Wow.
No, ma'am.
Do you know how much I've cut back on my crystal meth?
Good job. Good job. The path out of addiction is.
Sorry, if it was my coffee, I totally understand. I get it.
It's literally the same. I drink it on at this point Friday nights and Saturdays.
Yeah. Yeah, you could be in for sure. MSG may be in some of the food you're eating. It's in a lot of sauces too, prepared sauces, bottled sauces.
Soy sauce.
Yeah, definitely soy sauces.
The soy products out there. So many problems. There's a lot of stuff to be aware of. It's a lot in all at once.
And anytime you eat out.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much anytime you eat out, but even the salad dressings have MSG, those lovely packets that we used to thought we were making ourselves a fresh salad dressing, MSG loaded with it. That was
There's
so
salads at fast food places that have a little MSG too.
Yeah.
I don't eat away from home. I can't eat away from home. I react too strongly to too many things. And I'm gonna have to tackle that because there's one travel trip that has to happen. And what am I gonna do? I don't know, but I know.
Watch Diva in the Dirt's thing about how to make your own lunch meat.
Yeah, she has the poo juice. No, ma'am.
There's a whole bunch of things. All the it's just there's a lot that you can do that you wouldn't think that you can do too.
There's also Korean farming, and those are all natural practices for your garden.
Yeah,
and they make their own stuff too with lactobacillus and everything.
And for traveling, I mean, just pack a cooler.
I mean, well, right, but you know, as a special girl.
Indeed. Indeed. We all are.
Yes, we are. Every person on the planet is very special.
Go ahead.
In addition to these extreme kind of reactions I will have to foodstuffs, I also have a severely physical attachment to this particular bed right here. You know, it's just so it's a lot of things for your body to. I mean, it's sensory related, you know, and then there's and I'm always fighting to keep myself from the masking and the mirroring and the freezing and the fawning and all the things when I'm around a number of other people in there. It would be the situation will have a number of other people there.
Yeah.
All of that is a lot. Maybe starting with one and conquering it before trying to do all of those things simultaneously.
That's why I don't have opportunity because we twice. So I'm going to have to travel and have the foodstuffs and deal with the neurodiverse parts of all of it. Now that I understand what it is a lot. It's, you know, I just thought I was just and all the things that I ever got like accused of being the too sticky, particular, dramatic, all the
all those labels.
People tend to, and I don't care. They can say what they want now. I know who I am. That's all.
Yeah. And really, at the end of the day, that's what matters because people can take you or people can leave you or whatever. But at the end of the day, you got to be okay with you.
Now, David Corey was saying about eating more fermented foods. Are you doing that? And do you find it's helping or not?
I very much struggle with eating anything fermented. I don't like beer. The alcohols that I like are ones that do not taste like they're fermented. Even my mom's sauerkraut, which I do like, I learned that she stopped it before the fermentation process actually took place.
Oh, okay.
And there's something about the taste, like the sour taste of the fermented stuff that I hate it. I hate it. Anything with vinegar, ugh. It's something I need to get over. I know.
Please give me a Katy Perry lecture. I know, but yeah, every day.
What is that? Apple cider vinegar?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I very much struggle with that. I'm learning I'm getting used to the smell now. Like, this is the level of progress we're at. Like, now I can be in the room with apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, I was going to address that, Anne, because for some people it does the opposite. And actually for people on the spectrum, we tend not to do quite well with fermented foods. Some of us do, some of us do not. I fall under the do not. I do not do great with it. There's certain ones, like you said, like I can have some kimchi here and there, but it has to be the soy free. You know, it can't have any of the soy, any of the fish sauce that, you know, of course it's MSG free. But yeah, my body processes it into, it will process it into yeast. It will feed my yeast system. It has to do with a genetic thing too that can go along with ADHD. And of course, my brain is doing the brain fart thing where it will not allow me to access that information. Like it's put it in the vault.
Yeah,
And I've had it before. I've had the full file. I've talked about it plenty of times.
God, I say this
the mother effer gene.
Yes, it's the mother effer gene. Thank you.
I have
MTHFR.
an abnormality there too.
And they're the ones who usually cannot tolerate those foods.
Oh, that's interesting. So there may actually be a reason why my body reacts the way it does.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my body being so good.
Yeah, it's trying to warn you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, your joints ache.
Shoot. Okay.
Hey, can't stop. Welcome in.
Your joints will put you.
Can't stop.
Yeah.
How you do?
I will be right back. I'm getting.
She was saying
nipples.
Okay. She was saying her fermented foods make her sick, and then she said, I can't have vinegar. I get hives, and it causes her joints to ache. Whereas some people have the opposite end where they're like, oh, it's relieved a lot of, I feel so much better and my joints don't ache because I'm taking apple cider vinegar. So everybody's different. We're all a different petri dish, like I always say over here. And, but there are genetic anomalies that can cause people not to digest it the same as others. And my system uses the wild yeast and says, yeah, you can have thrush. Yes, I know. And that's even when I've done yeast cleanses too. It'll still do that. Yes, I know that well. My brain logs in the fall. Yes, exactly. Didn't give me the comment. Yes, exactly. Yes, I do. And it's actually a common problem. It's a digestion problem with carginian or any of the emulsifiers that they put in anything.
I am not using any of them stinking things.
Yeah.
I probably do have big old issues with them.
Yeah.
It's for myself. I find that the apple cider vinegar, it allows my system to actually more fully digest food, whereby I'm able to extract more of the vitamins and minerals that I'm supposed to get because my digestion system is screwed up.
Yeah.
I had a very difficult time getting myself to be able to consume that. But you know what? Here's the thing. With the apple cider taste and stuff, like, dilute as much as you want, but it took a while. I hated it. I almost felt like I needed it very much, and that's why my body was saying no, ew.
Yeah,
but I couldn't be incorrect. But I know I feel a lot healthier now, and I take a apple cider vinegar diluted with every meal. Mm-hmm. When I eat it, I don't digest my food. It's good. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, I've drank it before. I mean drank it as in for a long time. I used to like it. Actually, it didn't bother me because I couldn't have beer anymore, and I liked kombucha. And then it got to the point where the kombucha gave me thrush. So
I made one tiny little batch of sauerkraut. I have to grow more cabbage to actually make an actual batch of it, but I want to do that along with other things. It's just, I have to master a thing so that I can relax with it before I take on another lesson of another thing, if that makes sense. Oh yeah,
that does totally make sense. That totally makes sense.
Good. Yeah, because I have 4 regions of my brain allotted for different activities, and so there's the overall home, then there's kitchen stuff because I don't just cook our meals, I pack their lunches every single day. And I do that in a thoughtful way, or do my best to do that in a thoughtful way. I try to consider where they're going to be when they eat that, what the circumstances are. Are they going to be able to eat hot stuff? Are they going to eat cold stuff? Are they in a hot situation? Do they need cold stuff? All those things. And then there's the animals. And that's where we are right now. Oh, that's all I got. That's it. That's it.
It's a lot, for sure.
The thing.
Yeah. And that's genetic for Storms. It's not because of stomach acid. It's a gene because I've been friends with Storms for 4 years, but he can't digest beef, but he has carbs he's supposed to be on, and he's also supposed to. He is lacking an enzyme. I can't speak right now. I'm having a moment. Hold on.
Okay. I live in that moment. What you talking about?
Right.
Yeah. Hey, Buddha.
Same. That moment lasts my life.
I have the hiccups, but yes, yeah, I do have those times
Glitches.
where it really lasts. Yeah, I have a lot of glitches. Yeah, it's been a stressful day. So yeah. But that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Is it?
Oh no, ma'am. I already had my coffee. I actually brought this over thinking somebody might ask me. It's the Yogi Peach Detox Tea, and which I am getting back now that we're over COVID. I'm getting back to that.
I feel insulted. Why you do that? Detoxing
What?
from detoxing peach.
Oh no, not that kind of peach.
Girl,
It's a peach detox. I know. I didn't even think of that.
you're so
I had a
silly.
delayed reaction. Like I had to process. Like what?
I know. I'm like, what? I did too for a second. I was like, huh? Oh yeah.
Trust me.
It's all right. You missed that we were just talking about MSG, but then my son needed me for a second. So I walked away and somebody put MSG makes my mom sick. Oh, it's official, Jane. You put MSG makes my mom sick. And I'm like, I think she wants you to message her because her mom's sick.
Trust me, I get it.
Oh my gosh. Let me see. What was it?
Stuff changes all the time too. So,
Sorry,
with-
Ann.
words mean different things, and then there's acronyms for freaking everything, and then there's this
Mhm.
short text. That is, what is that? Some texting shorthand or what? I can't keep up with all this crap.
Right? That's
I
a
feel
lot.
like I'm just the old cantankerous girl. Just let me be.
We're just starting on being cantankerous old people a little early. Like,
Yeah,
let us have our
pretty
time.
much.
Music.
Yeah.
Music.
Blasphemy. Who doesn't like ACV? I know
I don't like ACV. I
I
know it's
used to
really
drink
good for
it.
you. I'm making products with it, but I don't want to ingest it if I don't have to.
But
I'm
then
coming
again, it might
around.
be, you said you have the MTHFR.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that might
so
be
there
it.
might be a genetic reason.
Exactly. I
That
used to
is
be able to drink it in water. The thing is too, because it's a detoxifier, I would get headaches not knowing that. I do think, I haven't had the blood test, but the functional medicine doctor that I visited probably, I think it was 2009, around there. It was when we first moved in here. She had in her notes that she definitely thought I had it. She, wanted me to do certain things. And I put those notes away and forgot about them and took them out in 2013 and saw it. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. Because why I got what I got from kombucha.
Right.
And also the headaches. It wasn't a detox. It was a headache from possible the MTHFR.
Yeah, Buddha, I feel
Uh-huh.
like a certain peach type person has had the same experience with it. I haven't eaten Chinese food out in ages.
Yeah, I don't.
Ages. So I don't know anymore.
I don't eat out, period, that much because of the MSG is in everything. It's not just in Chinese. It's in a lot of the foods that you drive through to get or walk up to in a mall.
Gluten's in them. I'm having a hard time, by the way, avoiding gluten because I'm doing all these farmers markets and they have some good sourdough vendors beside me.
Well, have you done like where you've totally pulled it out of your diet compared to having it in your diet?
Yes.
So you do know that you do better without it then.
Oh yeah, like I couldn't work before I stopped eating it. I was so bad. I missed 2 weeks of work because I just physically couldn't. I didn't have the stamina to get up and go. Like I showered and I was exhausted, and I went back to bed.
Were you still on sugar then, though, too? Like, have you?
I've never officially went off it, but I'm a person that I don't eat a lot of sweet things.
Yeah.
I have honey, like from a local honey.
Yeah. And you said Diet Mountain
thing.
Dew, so you already don't have it in your Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I mean, it'd probably be better if I did than what is in the Mountain Dew, but yeah, I just don't eat a lot of sweet stuff. When I'm craving a snack, I crave salty and savory. So the amount of sugar in my diet is really not huge.
Yeah. Okay. Because that could do the ups and downs and make you feel it. Because I've started feeling like crap as soon as I added carbs back in, but I also was having gluten, so I couldn't determine which one was doing it because I had been off sugar and I had been off sugar and I had been off gluten. I did a complete 1 month fast from all sugars and all gluten and dairy.
Did you ever try that elimination diet? It's got a special name. It's the one to like.
Oh, I haven't done the gaps. I haven't done gaps. Yeah, no, that's too.
I haven't either. My cousin did.
I can't do it now. I can't do it now. I can't do it now because I found out I have gout, and a lot of their stuff is like, oh, have bacon. You know, you get to have bacon added back. I can go ahead and do the bone broth and everything like that, but they don't even get into the bone broth in the beginning. It's just broth. It's just broth.
If you message me later, I will send you what I can find in my notes about gout.
Okay.
It doesn't have like a separate page because I didn't understand how safe it was when it started. But
I do the tart cherry. I do the tart cherry. That seems to be the most helpful. Just drinking my water and then staying away from. Oh, that floored me was pistachios for inflamed gout, and I don't think it's even on the list. Yeah, pistachios I was so mad about because I love pistachios. Term is also known as a misuse complex. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Interesting.
I don't even know. Y'all done had so many different conversations pop up in my head. I can't even keep up with you. I was like, oh, no, it's okay. I did want to say something, Janet. Well, number one, my cravings. My cravings always went both directions. It would be the soft, crunchy, and then another time a sweet. But the thing I wanted to say is that your salty, crunchy stuff, especially if you're eating like French fries and any kind of thing that's fried at all, like potato chips or anything like that, like the oils that they're fried in are in that food, and they're just as, if not even more inflammatory than all this industrialized sugar crap.
Honestly, like I would say at this point, I probably eat a meal out like maybe Mama. Once every 3 months, once a month.
Oh, weird.
Hey,
maybe I miss that?
I guess I see you.
Oh, I did. I put your blasphemy comment up. Was the last one I saw before the one you just made. So if you made any in between, it's YouTube doing it, not me, because it's not even coming up over here. I'm in StreamYard. So it should, all of them come to me in StreamYard. So that would be a YouTube pulled it for some weird reason.
Yeah, YouTube's been being very strange. Anne's been having a lot of problems with it, doing stuff to her.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends on my channel that we can't comment on each other's stuff anymore at all. We can
I've heard that was going on last night too. That was actually Anne with your channel.
It's just been going on with us for weeks. I don't understand it. It makes zero sense to me, but yeah, I can't fix it either, so I'm not taking that problem on.
Yeah, exactly. You can't.
There's only so much you can do, and if you can't do it, you can't do it.
That's right.
So, guys, I gotta show you something really, 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 really cool. Hold on.
What?
This is completely random, but there was a lull in the conversation where we're going to change topics anyway.
They're hiding you. Hold on. I'm sorry. I had to go over to YouTube. Hold on. Let me see what they're doing. Make sure everybody you have on your live chat too. But yes, they hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's happened to me. That's happened to me many times.
I'm sorry.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
sorry.
Unfortunately.
What happened? I'm sorry, because I was trying to get. See, I'm not moving. Hey.
What do you mean you're not moving?
I'm not moving over on YouTube. They are clipping my Renaissance grandma out of my chat.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
We can see her comment here. She's not over. Oh, wait, no, she's on Peaches. I see it. She's got the clip. Hold on.
The clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the clip mean?
The clip means it's Peaches. So she's over in Peaches.
No,
That's why, because she skipped over from mine to yours. So my chat can only see your comments if I highlight them. And I've been trying to highlight all of them. So I don't know what happened. There we go. Okay, figured it out. Sorry, Janet. I'm so sorry. That freaked me out for a second.
I would have to get on my laptop to share this out on my channel. So that seems like a lot right now.
Yeah, you can share it later. It doesn't matter. It's okay. What is the name of your show? You just called her your ND girl. Let everybody know the name of the show. Peaches says you don't have the fixed time yet.
We don't have either. We're just a couple of neurodivergent Americans who are chit-chatting about different things each week.
Oh, okay.
And kind of spotlighting some things about us that are unique, or struggles that are unique, because we are very neurodiverse.
Mm-hmm. But we're so known. There's so many of us, and I could almost promise that everybody on YouTube they have some kind of neurodivergent connection. Everybody in the planning community has neurodivergency in their life somewhere.
I feel like Ms. T really does whisper to a certain dynamic.
Does, right? What?
Yeah. That's probably why everybody, like, in general, for a group that large, there is much less drama than expected, because everybody is kind of a different breed.
Yeah, we're the fringe folks. I'm good with that too. I live on the fringe. I don't give a crap. I'm good with it. They can look at me like I have dirt under my nails, because I do.
Hey, Misty.
Because I garden. Hey, Misty.
Hey, Trending and Buddha support.
No apple cider vinegar? Really? I am very surprised by that, Buddha.
Right.
Trending, whichever one of you it is.
That's been a repeated. I don't understand, but it's not like with everybody. And
no, it's random. It's very random.
Oh no, I can't reply to her comments. I can go to her page and comment, and she can't comment back to me on her page.
Hey, welcome
to my page and comment, but I can't comment back to her on that. It's the craziest, weirdest crap. So I was like, listen, I'm acknowledging all your stuff. It won't let me say anything to you. And she was like, it's okay. It does that to me sometime. I'm like, oh, that's weird. But okay.
That is weird. I'd be so mad. But I'm not known for my patience, so.
Right.
Except for children, for small amounts of time. And then when I'm over them.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think they have a way to show all the stuff. For the host. YouTube. Yeah, YouTube would have to do it. It's up to the host to click on them. But that's also up to the host to, highlight the comments.
Oh my gosh, that's a cool emoji. I've never seen that thing where you do the heart. I can't do the heart with my hands. They don't work like that. So
I'll do that one.
Suck. Okay, both of you. Both of you
do it. Look, hands together, thumbs in, curve, hands together, fingers together.
What?
Thumbs facing each other like this. Okay. Curve your hands. Bring them in. Curve and bring them in. There. Now hold it. Now hold it at an angle.
No.
There you go.
Like that. Just like that.
You got it. There it is. That's the heart.
Oh.
Take
well, you can point your finger. You can put your thumbs down too. But
oh wait, yes, thumbs up when I go down. They're like, "Ow, don't go down." Hold on, wait. Is that kind of heart-ish? I don't freaking know.
It looks. That is exactly it. Good job, Peach. Today, Today will go down in history as the day that Peach learned how to make finger hearts.
To be able to go live, I was so excited to meet them. Oh my gosh! But it won't let me.
So weird.
That's so aggravating. What in the world? We could be also, like I mentioned before, sacked, but with a H.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is
It could
always
be.
also a
That's
possibility.
going on a lot. Hey, Food Forest Permaculture, welcome in.
Hey, Food Forest. Sorry, I'm blocking
No,
your
nobody blocked her.
friends.
She just moved over to the other chat and confused my chat and me. Because I went over to my chat to find her and she wasn't there. That's because she was in Peach's chat.
Would be the reason. Yes, ma'am.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody on everybody's chats.
Oh, how do you say it? I'm going to screw it up, so I'm not going to say it. I'm going to wait for
Oh,
Kale to
you're fine, Ann. You're fine. I'm trying to get down there. I know. It's like crazy.
So
Hey,
last
Hugo.
night,
Welcome.
speaking, hey,
Yeah.
Hugo.
Yes, that's what it is. It wasn't.
be
I was
on
like-
be on Carol's chats like 20 more times, and you'll get to know how to say Hugo's name.
Yeah.
A whole bunch
There, she's helping you. Hugo.
Wait, I should write that down.
It's okay, Passamaquoddy. Okay, I'm so glad you could stay with
bye,
us for a little. I hope everything gets straightened out. Love you.
I didn't even get to ask her what she was crocheting. Sad. I mean, I saw her like 30 times, but in here. It's been not much because I eat raw garlic and make turmeric and ginger root and strain it and pour it. Hey, that reminds me of a question that I had for you all. So I was at the farmer's market, just, living my little nerdy best life. And a lady was talking about how they have these pads that you put on the bottom of your foot, kind of like you do the onion, when you're sick, but without such a strong smell.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to do the same thing. It's supposed to take out all of your toxins. Have you all heard of that?
Yeah, it's a load of bunk.
Is it really?
I haven't heard of it, but here's where I am with it. Bull crap.
Yeah, it's a load of bunk. You can
So you're at the same point.
Epsom salt and apple cider vinegar.
It's supposed to do what? No, it's supposed to. No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I know, and I can't. My stomach can't handle raw garlic. Give me your cup, please.
Yeah, I don't think that would go well for mine either.
Give me the rest.
It's pretty strong thing.
It is very strong. Even when I make something with a lot of garlic and it's cooked or whatever, it still repeats on me. No, sir, give me this, please. Stop.
I can eat cooked garlic in extraordinary amounts, and I'm a very happy girl. Very, very happy.
Oh, I love the way it tastes. It's just later on.
Yeah.
I've got the garlic burp.
It's in all of my cooked foods, but I can't do it raw.
No, Malachi.
That's too strong.
What a garlic burp is. What is that?
It's you burp and it tastes like garlic.
Oh yeah, no.
But it only happens
Garlic
I don't get
indigestion?
those kind of burps on other food. It's garlic and peppers can do the same thing to me too.
The only problem I currently have is some onions. Some of the onions that, because I don't have any onions grown yet. This is the first time that I have actual growing onions here. Like
awesome.
Right.
This is the first time that I'm actually. Oh wait, you just went. Did she just go silent for you?
Who? Oh, I don't know. I was trying to read a chat.
No, we're both. I'm reading the chat.
You were reading. Okay,
Yeah.
I saw your lips moving as you were reading, and no sound was coming out, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I gotcha."
Who are they? See, I didn't even know I was doing that. That's so funny.
Janet Savage.
And that's awesome. That's why I don't use the onion on in the sock on the bottom of my foot, because
Yeah. Malachi, get out of there. Sorry, he's
the
going.
cats and the husband would both be offended.
I think hold on, give me a second. I think this child just was in my bathroom.
Like, can you imagine, like, my husband going in to go to bed, because he works night shift, so we rarely overlap in sleep. But can you imagine him going in the bedroom reeking of onions? I do not think he would be pleased, Miss Peach.
I don't know. I don't see where the problem is. It's just a little bit of onion. It'll be all right.
Onion is stinky.
Oh my gosh. It's still I don't know. It could just be something worse thing. I mean, I guess if you're trying to be sexy, okay. All right. Well, only if you're trying to be sexy, Janet.
On the days that he's working, ain't no time for us to be sexy. He works a 12-hour shift.
Have a bee stink feet up in there. It'll help you and it'll help him, because y'all won't mess with each other, and then you'll get more rest. All right. So just
Man, I could have a whole conversation about the quality of rest after sexy time. I'm not going there. I'm just saying there's a conversation to be had about post happy.
That's probably a somebody else conversation. I'll be like, nah, I don't want
That's
to
like
know.
a swoop on Saturday night conversation, which I will be talking about it.
What? Wait, we went into swoop Saturday night on here while I was gone? What?
Yes, yes, we did.
Oh,
No, them ladies is wild. Them ladies.
I am.
I love it.
I am. Sometimes I just can't handle myself.
I can't handle on Saturday night, but I love like Wednesday and Thankful Thursday, and I'll pop in and Saturday. I can handle a little bit of it, but then
Saturday. Some of those Saturdays are pretty like let's ask a question friendly, and some of them
they go off the rails.
Janet, you put on that thumbnail about you and maybe Janet from Homesteading. I was like, that's so freaking cute.
Huh?
Gotta look at the thumbnail that Carol made for this, for the words that she put on it. It was hilarious.
What does it say? I can see it kind of over there.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Can you make it bigger with your fingers on your phone screen or whatever?
This is going to get awkward, everyone. You're going to see my...
pulling
I'm going to try and
out.
point you to the ceiling so you don't see all my nose hairs.
Oh, wow. Those are so strong, raw.
Huga? Did I say it right?
Hopefully no one saw nose hairs.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Huga. Which one's right? Huga?
Yeah. Huga?
Huga just did some very smart stuff. Too many artificial pharmaceuticals. We can do better with natural. All pharmaceuticals are freaking artificial. And yes, we can do better because, believe it or not, we human beings that are comprised of all the elements that are right here on this planet. None of those elements were created faithfully by man. Just saying.
I will be right back. I need 2 more labels.
What sexy talk did I miss? I walk away and the sexy talk starts. What? Oh my gosh. Too funny.
That was fun. When you read it, it was really funny because you know what's going on, and you said in the right voice and stuff, right tone, and that was funny, lady. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm gonna have to get off here very shortly, though. I have 22.
No, that's fine. Actually, at 4:00, that's fine. That's a good time. I didn't even realize it. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. When Janet comes back, we'll just all say goodbye if we want to. She said she was just gonna go do what? I missed what she said.
Girl, I don't know.
I'm having an ADHD moment too today.
I tuned into her voice at that moment. I was just like, okay, bye.
Yeah, I was catching up on the side chat.
I was reading. That is what I was doing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting late in the day, and I'm not even cooking, but I got to get back out in that garden because today. There's not as many hours out there. It's just too hot, and I mean, I've had a heat exhaustion event that.
Oh. Yeah.
So I have to be careful.
Yes, you do. Once it happens, it can happen more easily.
Now I can listen to myself and understand what I'm saying to myself. Your body really does give you signals, but if your head is filled with all the noise of all the over processes of all the world, it's really hard to even hear anything is trying to tell you anything.
Yeah. Yeah, because right now I've got you talking to me. My son is playing with the toy that's from when he was a baby. I can hear whoever is talking to Janet barely.
Yeah, or it's
I'm hearing all that at once, and I'm trying to focus on you, and my brain is like, wah, 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 too. That's neurodivergence. You know. Yeah.
What'd you say?
So I know. Anne said she loved your carrot harvest. I haven't gotten over there. I need to watch the premiere. She had the premiere yesterday. It was, right?
Yeah.
I had to go get in the car, and I told Janet, I said, I almost forgot to go pick up my daughter yesterday.
Oh, you can schedule
and usually this is the time, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Theron gets that because he comes home at that time. So he just swings by and picks her up. So, but we were, Peaches got to head out, Janet. I'm going to end it too, because it's just, I don't want to keep people too long, because some of them will be with me tonight at 11:30 p.m. on my channel for the late night. And then we'll look forward to seeing whatever you call this new talk, but there are 2 that you did already, right? On the new neurodivergency on both of your channels, because they co-stream just like Peach and I were doing with this stream.
And I think the topic did we decide that the topic for next time was It Takes One to Know One?
Yes.
Because we talked about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, when you say Miss T's the Whisper, I think, we have a lot more in there, but they're all over YouTube, because YouTube is more visual than like expressively visual than more than other, like socially it's through vision more than it is just us in the lives. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of
that
Facebook,
may be a legit point.
Very passive aggressive, and you're seeing those posts scroll through YouTube. You can make more choices, and it's more visual. So you'll see, I think, more neurodivergents flock to here, because they don't like that negativity from the other platforms where you're seeing those passive aggressive posts more.
And I feel like too, there's something. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I thought it was just me. Or just like me. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're all alike.
Yep.
Yeah. For me,
you got to go. We'll talk to you later, Peach, if you've got to go right now. All right.
No. Chat with you next week, and then the other chats in between.
YouTube, for me, I feel like it gives you the ability to communicate with others, but it also gives you a buffer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think
turn it off.
Yes, you can, and you can look at other things. You don't have to be stuck in a room with a person in the moment at that time. You can escape.
Making eye contact.
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, eye contact and listening at the same time.
No.
You either get eye contact or you get listening. Sorry, it's very hard to do both, and you'll get it limited if I'm looking right at you.
But I think and to stare at. Well, they think I'm staring at them, and I'm not. I'm looking at their nose or over here, something. That they're like, "Why are you staring at me?" Oh, I really wasn't. I'm trying to. Yes, I want you to think I'm looking in your direction, but I am not staring you down.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally get it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you coming up on panel. And thank you, everybody, in our side chat. We really appreciate you guys, too. And check out my friends. Yay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.